What if someone warned you that water would fall from the sky and wipe away everything you knew? When the sky had never done such a thing, there were no rain-heavy clouds, no memory of storms, only calm skies and an impossible warning. This was the world Noah lived in. Humanity had spread across the earth, but darkness had spread with it. Violence was common. Corruption was celebrated. People lived as though God were silent or no longer there at all. Scripture tells us, the Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil, all the time. Genesis 6:5. Yet even in a world overwhelmed by sin, one man chose a different path. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Genesis 6:8. Noah did not blend into the noise of his generation. He listened for a voice others ignored, and one day that voice spoke. God told Noah the earth would be judged, not by fire or wind, but by water. A flood would come. Life would be undone so that it could begin again. Then God gave instructions so specific, so deliberate, they could only come from heaven. Make yourself an ark of cypress wood. This is how you are to build it. Genesis 6:14-15. The ark would be enormous, too large to explain away, a vessel of salvation built on dry land, far from any sea. And Noah was told to begin, before rain even existed. Day after day the sound of hammers echoed, wood was cut, beams were raised, and eyes watched. There were stares, laughter, quiet ridicule. Why build a ship here? Where is this flood you keep talking about? But Noah didn't build because he understood. He built because he trusted. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. Genesis 6:22. Faith does not wait for evidence. Faith moves when God speaks. Years passed, decades passed. The ark rose plank by plank, a towering declaration of obedience in a world that had forgotten God. Then something unexpected happened. Animals began to arrive. Not chased, not driven. They came on their own, two by two, male and female. Creatures of every kind, drawn by a call only they could hear. The animals going in were male and female of every living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Genesis 7:16. Creation responded, while humanity remained unmoved. And when everyone who would be saved had entered the ark, then the Lord shut him in. Genesis 7:16. Grace had a door, and that door closed. The sky began to change. Clouds thickened, dark, heavy, unfamiliar. For the first time, the heavens prepared to speak. Then it happened. Rain fell, not softly, but without restraint. Drops turned into torrents. The ground split open. Water surged from below and poured from above. All the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. Genesis 7:11. Laughter turned to panic. Mockery gave way to fear. But the ark rose, sealed by God, carried by obedience, steady in the storm. Inside were families, animals, and the fragile hope of a new beginning. Outside, the world that refused to listen fell silent. For 40 days and nights the rain fell. For months the waters covered the earth. Inside the ark, life waited. Waited for dry ground. Waited for God's promise to be fulfilled. Slowly the waters receded. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Noah released a dove. It returned. Then it left again. Finally it came back carrying an olive leaf. Life had returned. Hope had survived. When Noah stepped out of the ark, he stepped into a renewed world, quiet, clean, and waiting. And God spoke again, not with judgment this time, but with promise. He placed a bow in the sky. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. A reminder that mercy follows judgment, that God remembers his promises, that faith, even faith mocked and misunderstood, can preserve the future. The story of Noah is more than an ancient account. It is a question carried through generations. Will we trust God when his warning feels impossible? Will we obey before the evidence appears? Will we build our lives on faith before the rain begins to fall? Because for a long time, Noah's faith looked foolish until it became the only thing left standing above the storm. What would you build if God asked you today?